Yes, sir.
I've got a couple of questions. First, you said that there was a 25 to 100% reimbursement plan.
Okay, yes. You're referring to one of the newspaper articles, probably.
No, you made that statement earlier.
Okay.
And
well,
my question is, at what range does this plan fall into?
Okay, it's virtually, I think what I said was virtually 100%. What they call minor renovations, which is basically walls, ceilings, electrical, carpet, built-in security stations, counters, etc., is 100%. The only significant portion that isn't 100% reimbursable is the HVAC, heating and cooling, duct work, air handlers, etc., etc. You might wonder why that's 25%, everything else is 100%. It's in the statute. I wasn't there when they put it together. Now, one advantage of, and actually we did another project almost exactly like this in Cooperstown last year, where we took what had been at one point a great American supermarket that had been converted about 20 years ago for county use, but so it's the same sort of, was a commercial building. When we went to renovate that, we were able, as hopefully, I guess Amy can tell you better, but hopefully a fair amount of the duct work and the air handlers that are in the building, which was an operating building, 5 months ago or 4 months ago now, would be able to be reused. There's whether the electrical service has to be built up or not, I don't know, but certainly part of that would be able to be used. There's certainly existing plumbing in the building, so all of those existing elements already in place, operable and updated, would help to reduce the cost of the renovations for this.
Is there a dollar amount?
Dollar amount hasn't been estimated yet. The project in Cooperstown came out to about $85, $87 a square foot. Typical projects, off the top of my head, $80 to $100 a square foot. At least those are in the last couple of years projects we've done. Whether the current economic situation where the severe reduction in construction projects would yield some savings to that, I would certainly hope so, but it's hard to tell. We're doing a project in Binghamton now, and the HVAC equipment, which had gone up significantly a year ago, is down about 25% from the cost estimates of a year ago. Now that may just be a supplier who's got a lot of inventory and wants to get rid of it, but one would hope there'd be some savings in the current climate.
And you said that on the space size of this, that there was a request for more than 80, the kind of capacity of 80?
In the courtroom. Okay. That's what the current design would allow for, approximately 80 seats for individuals.
Okay, and you said that there are sometimes 150 people in traffic court. My question actually relates to how far out is this plan designed to cover us? Is it 10 years or 20
15 years?
15 years. And what is the square footage?
The court portion is approximately 6,500 square feet. 25% of that is circulation space. Courtroom is 1,300 square feet. Back office is, which includes all of the offices, is about 4,000 square feet. And then the restroom facilities, public restroom facilities, are about 400 square feet.
Okay, and my last question relates to, do you have Oneida County in this district? Do you have any county areas where they are actually combining the county courts with the city courts in your district?
No. And that's a very difficult thing to do because intermunicipal agreements like that, by law, you have to protect the taxpayers of both jurisdictions. They're very difficult to do. Onondaga did it with their new courthouse downtown, where they have city court and the criminal courts, and it took them years to pull that together. I've got a copy of that intermunicipal agreement. We worked for several years in Cortland County to provide space in the county courthouse for city court. We spent a lot of time and effort on that. And by the time several administrations in the county went through their cycle, the determination of the county was that they just didn't have space to spare long-term for the city to use the ground floor of the courthouse, that the county needs were such that they were going to need that space, so the whole effort sort of fell through. But so we have little experience in trying it, but by law and statute, they're two separate entities, and intermunicipal agreements are very difficult, but it's certainly something that has been done and could be done if the circumstances so warrant.
Okay, so that has not been investigated in this?
No. The county courts and Supreme Court, of course, are in the main courthouse in Wampsville. The court essentially has the entire courthouse now. We are scrambling for space for a couple of uses there that we haven't been able to fit in yet, so there's really no space in the county courthouse. So lacking an effort to build a new combined facility, probably the issue wouldn't arise here. I think you sort of have to have a situation where both the city and the county have crying needs for space, and they can get together, and by combining a project they can save money. So at this point, the county, I'm fairly certain, wouldn't be interested in expanding the court space.
Okay, those are my questions.
Thanks. Sir, in the back?
Yeah, what's the turnaround time for reimbursement from the state? I mean, is there a guaranteed time?
Okay, the way it works is we have, by statute, we sign a contract with the city of Oneida every year. It's called a court facilities maintenance and operations contract. It's a 5-year agreement, so all the basic terminology is in the 5-year agreement. And each year of those 5 years, there's a new budget with, for example, we reimburse 100% for cleaning supplies. So the city details those, and that's in the budget. We detail renovations, which would be in the budget for this project. And then maintenance items are reimbursed to 25%. If a faucet leaks and you have to get a plumber in, and other basic type repairs. It's 25%, so we renew that every year. We do a budget with the city. In this case, we meet with the city engineer, Jim Bacher. The facility expert on my staff meets with him, and I think she's met with him 15 times already this year. Budget's prepared. The Common Council approves it. We send that in to the State Controller's office where the contract for that year is approved. After that, by statute, the city can ask for reimbursement on a quarterly basis. So any monies they've spent pursuant to that budget can be reimbursed on a quarterly basis. Most localities don't do that because for whatever reason, even in our largest localities where the quarterly reimbursement might be $250,000, they typically just send one voucher in a year. The vouchers, once processed by our office, typically are paid within 10 to 15 days.